Good morning, everyone. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening, canning recipes, a little bit of everything. It's a beautiful day today. It's about 72 degrees outside, but let's look and see what the temp is in the high tunnel. You can see here it's bumping close to 90 degrees, so it feels like summer out here right now. And once I step outside, there's a nice cool breeze blowing. It's blowing through the sides that we have rolled up to keep everything cool. Everything is looking great. So let's go through and do an update on the high tunnel garden. Spinach is coming up really good. I'm very excited about this. This will last us quite a while once it gets going. And I plan on planting some more in here. So what I'm doing today is a little bit of weeding. You can see I have little bitty germinated either flowers or weeds trying to come up. So I'm just going through with my little rake and breaking these up so that they don't root. I've taken and broken up the little weed, germinated weed seeds with my little rake, and I've gone right down the middle too, and you can see my beets and my turnips are coming up great. And let me show you over here. Here are my green beans. These are the bush beans. And these are the Cantere, C-A-N-T-E-R-E, that I had such great luck with back in the spring and the summer. Guys, these continued to grow through the summer, and I was able to can probably about 15 to 18 pints out of what I got in my raised bed. So I plan on growing these again in the spring, but I'm trying them out here in the high tunnel just to see what we can do in here year round. This is a test for us. It's all new. And so we got lots of little test plants in here to see how successful we'll be gardening year round, because that is our goal. So let me turn around here. You can see the beets go all the way down. But look here. Here are my peppers. They are looking absolutely gorgeous. My jalapenos are looking good. And if you look down there, I've got a squash. Got two squash coming up. So again, we're testing. Now, here are my tomatoes. My husband is in the process of trellising them up. He made a pole, a drop-down pole. We did not go with the T-post to try to trellis them because we wanted something a little more clean that wasn't going to block us from getting in here and working in the soil year round. And T-post weeds tend to grow around them, and so we didn't want that here. And then you can see over there on the far south side, there's my broccoli, my cabbage, my kale. I have all kinds of lettuces down here. Everything seems to be prospering really well. I think what I'm going to need to do is get in here and do a little bit of fertilizing. But other than that, I'm so happy so far with what's going on in here. So the weather is very mild here in Texas, unseasonably mild. We normally have had a frost by now, but we've not had any kind of frost. It is the 13th of November. I've got on shorts and a t-shirt. Again, it's quite warm in here, so I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to transplant my onion bulbs that I started out there that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to bring them into the high tunnel and put them in this mound with my beets and turnips and my bush beans. I want to keep them protected, and I want them to grow all year. So let me show you what they look like. So what I did earlier is I broadcasted my seed in here. This is where I grew my purple onions during the spring. And so these are yellow sweet onions. And you can see it's pretty heavy, which is what I wanted. But I'm going to pull up these little bulbs, and let me show you what they look like. You want to do it very easily and not disturb the roots. And there you can see, this is the little bulb like you'll get sometimes in January and February right before you're fixing to plant them. So I'll go and take these and transplant them in my high tunnel. Let's go. I have a great root system on this onion, so I'm going to dig a hole here in my mound, and I'm just going to put it down in there, and I'm going to keep these well watered over the next couple of days. So I've pulled some more up, and you can see that the root systems look fantastic. And this is a way, guys, you can start your seeds now to get planting in January and February. Just take a broad area with some good soil and broadcast spread and cover them lightly, keep them wet. And these are about 8 weeks old, maybe 9. So you can see again, they look just like what you get if you go to the feed store, to the gardening store, and they're in bundles. But I chose to grow my own from seed, and you can too. So I will continue on down the line and transplant more in here, make spaces for them so we can have some fresh onions in a couple of months. Here's a quick show of my husband's handiwork. I'm going to go ahead and open up these vents since it's so warm in here. And since we had the overhead door, it was quite difficult to let the chain hang down because the door was in the way. So you can see he put a pole up there and he screwed the chains to the pole, and all I have to do is pull this down and latch it, and there you can see my vents are open. He did the same thing over here, so it's just a one pull vent opening system. He is has a lot of good ingenuity, and you can see here we have something to show you at a later date when it starts getting cold, but he has rigged up something to keep our tomatoes safe if we get hit with a freeze or a frost. I can't be more pleased with what's going on in my raised beds, guys. Everything is so green and lush and beautiful. Just loving what I'm seeing growing right now, and the weather has been very permissible for all of these to just take off. One correction I want to make: in one of my videos, I was thinking this was the winter Landis lettuce. It is not. This is the little Tom Thumb lettuce, and you can see that the heads are just a little bit bigger than how wide my hand goes. These are perfect for little personal salads, and they are so delicious. I'll show you the difference, and I'll show you the winter Landis lettuce. They look very similar when they're starting to grow. But you can see I have my Swiss chard here. I have some broccoli, some cabbage. I have some romaine lettuce mix. I have more down here. The kale is doing really well. And then we have the peppers over there that we plan on transplanting into the high tunnel. But I'm just really loving how everything looks, and it's such a pleasant view to come out in the mornings and see all of this stuff. Here is my other raised bed. Carrots are looking fantastic. They're not quite yet ready to pull yet, so I'm going to leave them in and just monitor them. But this is the winter Landis lettuce, and you can see that it's very similar looking when it's growing to that little Tom Thumb lettuce, but the little Tom Thumb stays quite a bit smaller. We have been munching on this. It is absolutely delicious as well. I have a little cabbage plant over there, and I have some more cabbage plants over here, and you can see they're getting some insect damage, and I think it's the little white flies. So I'll be watching these. But anyway, all the carrots are looking great. I've pulled up the radishes in this bed, and you may remember that I planted garlic in between my radishes, and it's starting to come up. So I'll be watching these and fostering these, and it's really all throughout the bed. I need to go in there and do some weeding from the grass, and we're still leaving our ginger out there because of the mild weather. And the radishes did kind of overshadow it and the other things we had growing in there, the green beans, and so it didn't get a lot of sun. I'm going to leave it there until it looks like we're going to get a cold front and try to go ahead and transplant. So that is the wrap for today. You guys got a good view of what's going on here at the farm. Got lots of things growing, lots of our fall vegetables, and now we've got some spring vegetables that we're trying to get to prosper in here. Very excited to see what we do. Come along with us, guys. I do appreciate you walking along with me in this video today. But come along with us. I ask that you hit that subscribe button, and we got lots of other ideas that's going to be happening. We got lots of planting coming up in the spring, lots of seeds starting coming up in December. So you're going to want to follow along and see what all we have going on and how we can help you get your spring garden ready much sooner than you think. So take care. God bless. Have a great weekend. We appreciate each and every one of you, praying for you all, and we'll see you next time.